Goten is a controversial character. He's the youngest Super Saiyan in all of Dragon Ball, while also being part of an inseparable duo with Trunks, and always getting into trouble on some kind of mischievous adventure. And while committing to those devious little schemes, Goten has sported many different outfits along the way. But not all of those outfits were created equal. So we created a list of every outfit Goten has ever worn, and ranked them from S tier being the absolute best to F tier being the absolute worst. Be sure to subscribe if you want more of these Dragon Ball tier lists, and let's get into it. Starting off with an absolute stinker, we have the Dragon Ball Super formal attire. I do not like this fit at all. I hate this fit. I'm so mad that they decided to not give Goten and Trunks their original gis that they had in Dragon Ball Z, even though it takes place like a few months before. They decided to swap it up for some reason and give Goten this like preppy outfit, like it's like something young Gohan would wear, and I just don't like it. I don't like it in any variation, as a matter of fact, if I'm being so honest with you. I would throw the blue one into C tier. I would throw the one that's like blue and red into F. It's like a holiday fit. And then this one, I actually kind of like this one a little bit more, but not enough to throw it any higher than just B tier. The Dragon Ball Z orange gi. We started off and I'm already really critical of Goten, but looking at the entire list that we've made, I have to be honest with you, and I have to kind of say I'm only going to continue being critical of Goten. But hear me out, and I wanna go on a little bit of a tangent during this video, because I know you're gonna want to know my explanation on why I don't really like Goten or any of his outfits, but let me explain. If you love Goten, that's fine, but for me, I've always thought, since I've watched all of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, all of this, right? I legitimately think Goten's original kid look is one of the worst designs in all of Dragon Ball Z. It is a literal copy of what we see Goku as in OG Dragon Ball. The issue with him looking the way he does is that he eventually just becomes sidelined after Goku returns because of what happens during the Buu Arc, right? If the story had turned out to be Gohan is now the actual hero of the entire Dragon Ball Z story, and Goten is his little brother, as a little reminder that this is what Goku used to look like, I would be okay with that. But the issue is we have a literal clone of Goku that kind of does nothing except fuse with Trunks to turn into Gotenks, and eventually Goten's just shafted to the side, and it's like, well, why do we have this clone of Goku that's designed this way? I think Goku having a second son is a great idea, but the design is not great. I like Goten, but I don't love Goten. I want him to be a cool character that I do care about. At least with Trunks, we get to see Trunks' future arc. So anytime you see the smaller version of Trunks, you're kind of paralleling those two characters together, seeing where the similarities are because they are the same person. It's interesting to see Kid Trunks and see how his personality develops in a different timeline where his future is not just entirely messed up. That's the best part about Trunks. Whereas Goten, what does Goten really have to offer? And like, what doesn't help is the fact that in GT, Goku is basically turned into Goten. And on top of that, in the recent series, we have Dragon Ball Daima where Goku gets turned into basically Goten again. He is just kind of a boring character. Like, this design is kind of boring. Whenever we do these tier lists, I bump up some of the outfits depending on when they took place. For example, I'll say Trunks. His outfit when he shows up to kill Frieza, I think if we didn't have that context, it might be rated a little bit lower because it is kind of a weird fit. But because we all know that future Trunks, when he first shows up, has that absolute sauce, I'm gonna bump that up a little bit. When I look at Goten's outfits, I don't think of a single moment on this list where I'm like, oh yeah, that was a cool moment for Goten. I just kind of think like, oh yeah, Goten existed. Because of everything that I just said, I actually have to say that the Dragon Ball Z orange gi, for me, even though I do like it, I can't put it in S tier. The Dragon Ball Z manga orange gi. This one has darker colors on the undershirt and on the boots, which I do like a little bit more. I don't want to throw it into S tier, but I feel like I mean, I guess I have to because I do like it more than the one that's in the actual anime. So I'll throw it into S, but it's just not that great or interesting of a design. And I feel like putting it into S is fraud. The orange gi with no sleeves. I don't really love this one either because he's got the undershirt on, but it doesn't really stick out like the original does with most other people who wear the Turtle Hermit gi. I'd put this one in B tier. The orange gi tucked in. I would say this one's all right. This one, he's just like got got the gi tucked in. It's like the overshirt, but just tucked into the belt. That's like a B tier for me. Dragon Ball Super manga, superhero with mask. I will be honest with you. I don't like Great Saiyaman because it doesn't feel like Gohan. Whereas Trunks and Goten, it feels like they would go in this direction, given that they've dressed up as Mighty Mask, which is like a hero type character, and they're just like kind of goofy little kids that are growing up with each other. I feel like Gohan going the Great Saiyaman route never really made sense, but them doing this makes sense. I would say this goes in A tier with the helmet. I think without the helmet, I would be confident to put that one in S. I also love his hair a lot when he gets into his older teen years, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Baby! This is just baby Goten with Goku hair. Because it's just baby Goku again, I have to throw it in C tier. The Dragon Ball Super superhero outfit. So I actually don't mind this one. Usually this type of fit on anybody else, I would mind, but I feel like he kind of pulls it off really well. I kind of do like the green, and I do love his hairstyle here. It like reminds me of like Teen Gohan, which I think is good, but it's also still unique to him. And so I feel like this fit actually does look pretty good, and I think that's really, really good. I'd say that's S tier. The baseball uniform. Everybody's got this one. I like this one a little bit on him. I think it's kind of cute on little Goten. I would say that's like an A tier. I like that one. Dragon Ball Z tank top and black pants. See, this one's okay. It's just a tank top and some black pants. I can't be mad at it. It's like an A tier. Sleepy blue pajamas. I mean, they're just blue pajamas. I can't really say anything crazy about them. It's just like, I think this is just an overshirt and some pajama shorts. It's like a B tier for me. The Dragon Ball Super Park Ranger. I love this fit. This fit does work really well. This is what Android 17 wears when he's ranging the park. It's got the MIR logo on it and stuff. I think this is a really cool look, and I think that it's a pretty unique one too. I like that they're matching in this. I'd throw that into S. Dragon Ball Super Vacation Fit. He kind of looks goofy in this one, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of looks goofy in this one. I'd put this in B tier. I do like the little Hawaiian flower, but not enough to bump it up to A. Gotenks. I love Gotenks. Gotenks is a fantastic design. From the get-go, I've always thought Gotenks was an excellent design. The little purple streaks on the side to represent Trunks, and then for some reason they've got Vegeta hair. I never quite understood why they had Vegeta hair, because neither of them have that look. I think it's cool, and I will never not like this design. It's so good. Dragon Ball Z drawing of them as soldiers. I think this is the Satan City Police drawing. I actually really do like the little cap and the all denim. It's a pretty good look on like his kid version here. I like that. He's also got a pistol, dude. He's packing some heat. Teen blue and purple attire. Get that off, brother. Get that off. It didn't look good when you were a kid, and it looks even worse as an adult. That goes F tier, dog. This looks like Tien with hair. Xeno outfit. I really like this design, as well as Goku's Xeno outfit. I think that like the bracers, they kind of look like overalls, but they're not really, and they're like tucked in. The tassels that are like tucked in. I like that design, and I always will be a sucker for darker colors. I will always say it. I don't think many characters have a look similar to this either. I think this could be incorporated for a really cool design for characters down the line, but it sucks that Heroes gets so much drip and it's never used in actual Dragon Ball, you know? The Dragon Ball Heroes Xeno coat. I don't like the coat on Goten at all. His hairstyle in this as well as the other Xeno outfit we looked at, I don't really love it. It's a little too basic for me and a little too close to like adult Gohan. I feel like Goten still deserves to have his own look, and I feel like this is just like a kind of a cop-out haircut. Same with GT, but I'm kind of okay with adult Goten in GT. It's just, I think it's the outfits that kind of carry the haircut in GT, but we'll talk about those too. And so for the coat, I would say it's not as good as the other one. I would put this one in A tier. Dragon Ball Super manga suit and bow tie. Because of his goofy little face in this image, I have to throw it in S, dude. I also just like, I don't know, he's just like he's a little dude, you know what I mean? He's a little guy, a little dumbass, you know what I mean? The Daima baby outfit. His actual youthful look would have been put into this list as well, but he's wearing the exact same thing that he wears in Dragon Ball Z at the beginning of Daima. It's kind of funny to me that they get turned into babies and then their clothes entirely change for some reason when they're babies. The look is okay. I would put it in B tier because it's just like him wearing a diaper and like a little thing on his neck. Dragon Ball GT teal shirt and purple pants. This design is very like 90s, you know what I mean? It's very like, oh, we're going to the roller rink type beat, you know, very, I wasn't born in the 90s, but this just screams 90s color scheme to me. I don't like this one as much as the purple one that he wears in GT, but we'll talk about that. Dragon Ball Z white tank top. It's just a white tank top. It's nothing crazy. I put this one in B tier as well. It's nothing insane. The Dragon Ball GT white shirt and purple pants. This is literally slow plays right here, dude. I would put this one into S because it's a pretty recognizable Goten fit despite that haircut not being the best thing in the world. It's unique to say the least. It's a purple look and it's recognizable that that's Goten. The End of Z orange gi. I really like this look, but it's still the same thing that Goku wears. I feel like his kids should get away from the orange gi, and I'm really glad that Gohan does. I'm so glad that Gohan eventually goes back to wearing his purple gi. That's what I really like. I really do wish Goten also got his own unique thing too, but at least in End of Z, they fix his hair. I do really like this look, and I'd actually throw this one into S as well. I think this End of Z look is actually pretty dope. The End of Z Goten outfit. He kind of reminds me of like a stoner dude in this, like he's like Jesse Pinkman or something. I do like it, but I also think it's a little tacky. It just doesn't look the best, but it is still a unique look for him. I don't love it though. I don't love it as much as the other ones that are in S tier, so I'd throw this one into A. The Dragon Ball Super manga school uniform. I love the little like, oh, they have normal lives and, you know, things of that nature, the slice of life sort of stuff with Dragon Ball. I would throw this one into A tier. I do like that they're both going to school together. Black and orange pajamas. Again, these are just pajamas, but I have to give this one extra points for having the darker look on it. I would throw this one in A tier. If this were like an outfit he fought in, it would at least be different than the traditional orange gi that he's copying from his father and every other person that wears it. Mighty Mask. I usually skip every single time that I see them dressed up as Mighty Mask when I rewatch Dragon Ball Z. I would throw Mighty Mask because it's a fun gag. I could throw it into like high B tier. As a look itself, it's not anything crazy, you know what I mean? Dragon Ball Super suit and bow tie. I think he really rocks this look as an adult in the manga, but as far as like as a kid, it just looks really goofy and preppy. I think it's fine that Gohan is always dressed preppy and he's always like a nerd and he's studying and all of these things. And I feel like Goten should have been more of like a wild child just to kind of differentiate himself away from Gohan's upbringing. We all know it's probably Chi-Chi's influence and not Goku's, but for me, this would go into C tier. The Dragon Ball Z yellow attire. This is Goten wearing the outfit that Gohan originally wore in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z when he's first introduced. And I think them reintroducing Goten this way, especially in this little shot with like teen Gohan, is really cute. I think that's really, really cute. I would throw that into S just because it's like a cute little callback, you know? He's wearing Gohan's hand-me-down clothes. That's cute. Who wouldn't like that? The Capsule Corp green and yellow outfit. You can't really see what all he's wearing, but it looks like he's wearing like a baseball jersey and a baseball cap that has Capsule Corp on it. I would throw this one also into S. I like that look also. And now that I'm done looking at this list and ranking all of these, I have to say I'm genuinely surprised. I liked a lot more of these than I thought. Going into this, I thought I was going to be really critical of Goten, especially because of the rant that I gave at the beginning, but I gotta be real, some of his outfits are pretty decent. As long as he's not wearing the Goku gi, I'm okay with it. That being said, those are my thoughts on every single Goten outfit. As you can see, he has significantly less than most other characters because, as I said, he gets shafted, which sucks because he's a Saiyan and he can go Super Saiyan and he could be a cool character, but he's just not because the plot never cares about him. That's all I have to say. Those are my rankings for every single Goten outfit. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. We are super close to 5K. And be sure to join our Discord where you can get updates on the YouTube stuff, on the live streams, on Patreon, on everything. So you can go hang out with us. We watch the movies in there every now and again. And with that out of the way, I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.